Hi guys, how are you today? Eh, Hope everybody's doing good. Sorry, I was just playing around on the computer there. My name's Roy. This is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. Grateful for all of you to be here. Yep, I do intuitive tarot reads. I like to call myself like an empath. Definitely can pick up on different situations, the vibes, kind of like a walking lie detector, right? My name is Roy, okay? And this is Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot. I'm going to do a collective read or a read, pick up the energy, my energy, whoever's energy. Spirit feels like Sharon, right? Sharon could be somebody's name. Anybody know Sharon? I don't know. Do you know a Sharon? Anyway. I already did kind of like a shuffle before we started. But I want to get a read in for today so that we're up to date. I want to get a read in every day. Okay, so our Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Ancestors, and my past on loved ones of peace, love, and light. Can you give us the message for today? The ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the who, what, when, where, how, and why, the good, the bad, the ugly, as above, so below, as within. So without Spirit, come through, please. Alright, one more. I'll just do a quick shuffle for y'all. Alright. Just so you know. That was two, this is three. Alright, Spirit. What would you like to share? Please and thank you, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Ancestors, past on loved ones of peace, love, and light. Eight of Pentacles. Nobody tells you where to go. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles, Earth energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Having to do with work. Okay. Your skill, your trade. Tell us some more, Spirit, please. Here we go. Look at that. Woohoo! Chariot. Cancer. Right? So having to do with your skill and your work and your pentacles, you're smooth. You put your heart and soul into that Eight of Pentacles. Right? The world. Capricorn energy. Okay, with the fixed signs: Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. The Eight of Pentacles, the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. So you put your heart and soul into this. It looks like you, with the world here, you know, your skill and your drive, right, with this Chariot, your wisdom, your knowledge, your charisma, you've, for what it's worth, it looks like you're like, you're a part of like the setup. You're a part of your skill, your craft, your Eight of Pentacles, how you make a living, right, and how you carry yourself. You know, your balance, right? With the Chariot, you show up, you work, right? You get things done, right? So we have earth and water energy in here, right? And then we have a Taurus and we have a Scorpio depicted on the card. So earth and water energy, but Chariot's Cancer, the world is Capricorn, you know, so that's Capricorn is like kind of like your work. You know what I mean? Like that's all Capricorn's, you know, Earth signs work, but the sign of Capricorn is the worker out of the three, I believe. But that's just my personal opinion, okay? But with the world here, it looks as though, you know, you've passed the test, you've achieved a goal, whatever it was that you were, you know, whatever your task was. Right, whatever your task was, it looks like you did good, something like that, right? Maybe because it shows four with the fixed signs of the world, you become part of the team, right? You worked really hard, you've presented yourself well. Now with the world here, you cross the finish line, and you're a part of the team or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but tell us more, Spirit, please. Did I say thank you today, Spirit? Okay, I'm saying thank you now. Sorry. Two of Swords. I tried to laugh about it. But I didn't tear for one. So what's this Two of Swords, Spirit? Ooh, gosh. That's too many. Whoa. Please, Spirit. Hope you had a good day today, Spirit. Interesting here with the Chariot, right? If you look at with the Chariot, the armor is you see there the crescent moons. It says armor, but it depicts like a crescent moon. What I noticed is that similar to his armor on the Chariot, we have a crescent on this Two of Swords. So this is like, when I see that, this is like a one-man band, right? One-man band, right? He's got the drums, guitar, harmonica, cymbals, right? He's just walking down the street, You know, playing the harmonica, right? One man band. I don't know if you ever seen a guy or even a lady. Oh, there goes the lights. There we go. Switch. But yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen a one man band where the guy does, you know, he's walking around and he's got everything attached to him. So when he kicks his feet, it stomps on the drum, and when he claps his hands, it's the cymbal breaks, right? You know, shit like that. But yeah, so Two of Swords is like, you know, you're showing up, you're part of the team, and the Two of Swords is you're like, I'm not gonna let anybody interfere with what you already know, right? See that crescent moon right here? He wears it. He's wearing it. You know, sun up, sun down, or like the cycles of the moon, right? He's the star. Radio Gaga. Right? So Two of Swords is no, I trust in what I'm doing. I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. I'm gonna keep doing what I do because that's what I'm good at. Right? Just put their faith in what they believe in. Yeah, very confident, independent, hardworking, independent. Right? You're your own best friend. You in spirit, just chilling all day, every day. You in spirit. Okay, spirit. Tell us more, brother. Appreciate you. Look at this. Whoa. Lovers, it flipped. Radio. 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 Sorry, guys. All right, so with the lovers, gosh, good golly, this Wally. Anybody know Wally? I don't know. The lovers here. We got Archangel Raphael, and he protects the tree of life. Then we again, I always explain that we have the tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? So an archangel looks like he's setting up some type of friendship, relationship, something that he deems Archangel Raphael he deems is uh, necessary or acceptable. That's Gemini energy. Also, the lovers is Gemini. Okay, so right, we have Cancer, we have Capricorn, and we have the lovers is Gemini. Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini. So this is definitely like a right with these energies, Cancer, Capricorn. So this is your and Gemini. So we're working hard, putting our heart and soul into what this is, and with the Gemini energy, it's like a bond. Thank you, Spirit. Excuse me. What is that? Is that Gemini Spirit? Uh-oh. Guess what? Spoke too soon. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Excuse me. I just yawned. Hangman reverse. Pisces energy under the Chariot. And then Five of Swords reverse. Interesting. So with the Three of Pentacles, this is under, so the Eight of Pentacles is like your skill, your craft, and so forth. But the Three of Pentacles underneath it would be like you're not finding, you're not going to be working with some of the people you, put it this way, some of the people you work with aren't so great. You don't see eye to eye, or they could be evil eyeing you. It's like your creativeness isn't, accepted in the work, right? When you're working with your workmates, right? That's what that Three of Pentacles is like. What you do, you don't need, right? Okay, because going back up here, Chariot World, Two of Swords. This is like kind of independent until you hit the Lovers. Three of Pentacles. Not everybody is thrilled to see you. Okay? Not everybody is happy that you're on the scene in the Chariot. Right? You show up all shiny and polished, ready to work, ready to do what you're told, keep the business running. You trust yourself, right? And Archangel Raphael, he's right there around the corner somewhere. These guys that you work with are like, nah, we don't like it. Right? But you, with the Hangman reverse under the Chariot, you said, I'm not going to get tied up. I don't want to get into fights. I don't want to get bullied. I'm not going to get picked on at work. This is stupid. Five of Swords reverse under the World, right? This is exactly what we're talking about here. So these guys, the World, you have Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. These are the guys that you're working with, right? That we're handling the business. We keep it going. With the Five of Swords in reverse is, right, is we're going to put the swords down and find an alternate. Like, maybe it's almost like you got a couple of guys that are the guys, like everywhere you work, everywhere you go, you always got a couple of guys that you work with, a couple of guys that you hate, and then there's like two or three that are just plain jerks. That's what I see here. You're going to run with your Eight of Pentacles, you're going to run into jerks. That's just a part of reality. Some guys are just miserable, sad, and upset, whatever it is. Like you ever work with somebody and almost like every other sentence out of their mouth is something negative or something like gross or something like inappropriate. I don't know. Has anybody ever, worked with an individual where everything that they say is just negative and nasty and gross? It can be difficult. I know that when I hear people speaking foul like that, or another one too, I hate to say it, but I'll be honest, is when you have a young lady and she swears like a sailor. F this and F that and this, F, a young lady that swears like that, I apologize. I have in advance, but it's so unattractive. I don't know, whatever it is. Just, I guess, the morals that I grew up with, and sugar this or an S that or whatever. I get it, but you got a young lady that swears out of her mouth like that, like vulgar. It's so unattractive. But I don't want to get off topic here. So yeah, right. So with the Chariot, and then you get the Hangman reverse. You said I'm here to work. I'm here to do good. If these bozos in the corner, they're like picking their nose, I'm good. Right? Like I'm like you walked away from that. Let's just say that. Because with the Pisces and the Chariot, for sure, like check it out. Chariot's Cancer. I've heard other readers say it's Pisces as well. And then below that, you have the Hangman reverse, which is that Hangman is Pisces energy. So put those two together. Put Cancer, Pisces together. Right now, you got a swirl. You know what I mean? You got a whirlpool going of uh, your will and your emotions and how how you feel about it. But it's churning. It's not stagnant. You know what I'm saying. You're not sitting there in stagnant water. You've got a flow going, and the world. So that brings us back, to we're here to complete our goals, right? Five of Swords in reverse is we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna put the swords down. We're gonna find a balance. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like Five of Swords reverse, everyone gets a sword. You get a sword. You get a sword. He gets a sword, right? Everyone gets a sword. So all five of us have a sword now. Let's get to work. We don't care who's better or who's been doing this longer. Some of us went to school for it, whatever we do for work. One guy's got a brand new car, the other guy's got a beat up car, one guy doesn't have a car. You know, uh, right? So like we're gonna get past that, and then right with that Pisces and Cancer energy, you shake it off, and like I said, everyone you start handing out, everybody gets a sword. Tell us more, Spirit. Oh shoot! Oh, there it is. High Priestess. Love it when I see this card. High Priestess under the Two of Swords. Wow. Right? So we have Chariot. We have the Two of Swords. We got the Hangman energy. And then we got the High Priestess. Right? High Priestess. This is also uh, Cancer and Pisces, right? And then with the Chariot's Cancer. Whoa. Check this out. Chariot is Cancer, the Hangman is Pisces, and then we have, like I was saying, the combination is the High Priestess, right? Which is the two basically wrapped up into one, like that. There's less is more, right? So when you're like, it's like enough talk, enough yap yap, get to work again with the Five of Swords, right? Everyone gets a sword, and you know where to go, right? You're like, I'm the High Priestess, been down this road many times. We all gotta work. We all gotta pay for our car payments. You know, we got, jerks that we gotta work with, but we're done with that. We're over that. Everyone gets a sword, right? And this is your with the High Priestess here. This just shows where you're coming from, right? You're cut from a different cloth, okay? And you see the crescent moon here, right? Under the Two of Swords, right? Two of Swords got the crescent moon. Okay, you forget what I'm saying. The Chariot, he's got some on for armor. He's wearing the armor. So this is just saying, like, after all the hubbub, and oh, I got a car, and I went to school for this, and I did that, and all that, the yada yada yada. You're standing there like, I know why I'm here. I know what I'm supposed to do. Get it? You know what I mean? Like two sentence or two, like yes, no, okay, yep, got it, bye. Like simple. We don't need any of this yada 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 stuff. I know why I'm here. I'm here to work. I have a job to do. World of mission from God. Okay. She was 100. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh. Death. Uh-oh. So what's that mean? Right, and then underneath we have the Fool. I wanted to check what we were looking at, and that's the Fool. So this is a new beginning. And when one door closes, another door opens. When we have death, then we have life. Okay? It looks like with the High Priestess under the Two of Swords, knowing your place, knowing that you and Spirit are there. The High Priestess is like, you and Spirit are like best buddies. You're there for a purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even need to explain yourself. But with that, when you showed up, that means there's a chance that somebody's gonna go, or it's the dawning of a new era, as the specials once said. This is the dawning of a new era, right? Somebody under the lovers is death. So that makes me wonder if like there's a right, like say somebody like think of the totem pole where you got, the boss, the second boss, the manager, whatever, assistant manager, down all the way down to like where you are. Or like say for me, like when I always start from the ground and work my way up. Um, any I mean that's pretty much with anything, right? You got to start from the bottom and work your way up. That's just the easiest, or well, I mean, it's not the easiest, but it's usually the best way to do it. So there's no question about it. The guy started from the bottom and worked his way up to the top. Piece of cake, right? Everybody does it. Well, guess what? No, not everybody does that. That's why the chariot's out here. That's why the high priestess is out here. Because I, collective, you, we're cut from a different cloth. You got it? Right? We ain't got time for the hangman today. We're like, no, we're done. Hangman reverse. They tried to lasso us. They threw a lasso. They tried to tie us around the tree or whatever. And we just said, no, we're rocking out of here. See you later. If you know what I'm saying, it's few and far between. On three. Excuse me. Sorry. Few and far between because we're cut from a different cloth. We don't need to argue. We don't need to fight. Everyone gets a sword. I trust my instincts. Collective, those of you who watch Relentless Roy's, Relentless Roy's Intuitive Tarot, you guys are aware of your surroundings also. Most of you. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who have subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, hit the share, subscribe, okay? But those of you who watch my content, you guys are already ahead of the game. You guys, are wise. You play chess, whatever it is, whatever skills that you have. Trust me. If you know me, then we're cool. That's probably why you're watching the video. But like I said, back to the reading here. The death under the lovers. Okay, so that means that you've with the world here, you've proved yourself, right? And you're going this journey, like you're going it the way you know how to. You're going it alone, right? Any kind of adventure that I've been on, when I travel, if I go by myself, then my goals are met, and I make it out alive. But if you have somebody tag along with you, I'm not trying to pick it on anybody, but you have to wait for them, because that's a second person. They want to take a break. They want to take a picture. You know what I'm saying? If you guys ever hike or travel or do anything, when you have a second person with you, you have to account. Like, say you're driving, they go, "Oh, I gotta pee." You gotta pull over, let them pee. Obviously, you gotta go pee too, or whatever. But if it's just you, right? You go, "Oh, I'll just hold it," right? Or I'm not gonna stop and eat and look at the scenic view because I have a goal to get to the top or something, right? So as you move forward, you go Eight of Pentacles, Chariot, the World. You already passed the test here. Whatever the assignment was, you passed it alone, by yourself, trusted in faith, right? You trusted. And when you did that, poof, Archangel Raphael showed up. It was like, "Hey, they're going to talk to you." Okay, now fast forward. We got rid of all the riffraff, the yada yada, right? Everyone gets a sword. Quit, we're not in high school crying about it. Where. That means possibly somebody's going to go. Somebody out of this Three of Pentacles needs to go, right? I'm glad it's in the upright. So somebody's going to get the old heave ho, right? Or somebody's going to get demoted. However they take the news, right? Somebody's going to walk out, like I said, the totem pole. Somebody at the top's going to walk over and say, "Hey, guess what? You got to go sit down." Right? And the guy says, girl says, "Well, what do you mean?" They go, we're going to switch this, we're going to do that, and you're going to be here, and they're going to be there, and we're going to have to, and then it all depends on how that person, handles that situation. They can get mad, they can agree, they can disagree, they can, go postal, whatever. They could slam a door and walk out of the room. We don't know that. But however they handle the situation is how it will, you know what I mean? Like the choices that you make, I talked about this the other day. The choices that you make bring you your tomorrow. So if you choose to fly off the handle and go crazy when they tell you to go sit down, right? They tell you, take a couple days off, all right? We'll, come back on Monday, right? Because what's that? Well, yeah, well, just say, so what's today? Tuesday. Take the week off, right? Take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and come back on Monday or something, right? And if they go, "I ain't never coming back again," then boom, that's what you get. That's how I'm looking at it. Because and it's under the lovers, so there's a relationship that with this Three of Pentacles and the Five of Swords reverse, like two's company, three's a crowd, right? We have with the five here, we have a fifth wheel. Fifth wheel might need to get cut. because somebody else is here to start the journey. I don't know, something like that, right? This energy is free and happy, and you know what I mean, like wants to move up the ranks because they're at zero. They want to go to one. They have the energy. They showed up. They have the energy of an eight of pentacle. Uh, they have the energy of a chariot, right? World. They passed the test, right? The assignment. They passed it. Okay, and then Archangel Raphael says, "Hey, you know, while you're here, we got to try to work something out, right? You're already cool with yourself." They tried to lasso you with the Three of Pentacles, but you said, "No way! I'm walking out of here, punching out whatever I gotta do. I'm not dealing with you guys, like in a good way, right?" And so it goes Three of Pentacles reverse, Five of Swords reverse. They like ran out. They full steam. They ran out of steam because when you walked away from the Three of Pentacles reverse, because they thought they were gonna make a dent, right? But you said, "No, see you later, Hangman reverse." You were intuitive. You're like, nah. You kind of thinking chess. I was talking about a minute ago. You know when they they swung, you ducked. You know what I'm saying? Like you had, you used your rook. You know what I'm saying? You used your queen. You used your king or whatever, and you were like, you moved right around, went right around the board in your chariot, and you dodged the Three of Pentacles reverse. You came up, past the finish line, and when you did that, spun that Five of Swords in reverse, and you landed on the High Priestess. Bingo! Right? What's that mean? Somebody's gonna go. Adios. Look who's here. All right, Spirit. Please, Spirit. Please and thank you. Oh, look who. Do you want to? Devil wanted to come out. Devil's here. So you never get away that easy. I tell you what. You never get away that easy. Because the devil is here. Under the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this looks like some of the guys that you deal with have addiction. Or they're mixed up with the wrong kind of people. Could be some confusion. They're confused with what's going on, right? Because they go, hey, we work here because it's Eight of Pentacles, right? Or we're the skillful ones. We know what we're doing around here. You know what I mean? And they just watch you duck, bob, weave. You know what I mean? Like you just did your hop, skip, jump, catapult, somersault. You landed at the finish line, and they're going, whoa. Right? You made it look like it was a piece of cake. And these guys go like, hey, wait a second. This is what we do around here. Right? They're like in the Three of Pentacles reverse, Five of Swords, they fell over. Have another one. Skip. Somebody's name could be Skip. Have another one there, Henry, right? Somebody's name could be Henry. These guys like, I'm going out for a smoke. I'm on smoke break. I'm going to the store to get a 40. I'm going. I gotta go take a puff before I get back. I'll get back when I get back. I'm taking an hour break, right? Meanwhile, you're sitting there going like, huh? We're on the clock, right? Like you already know. High Priestess already knows what's going on. This guy's like, yeah, we'll go to the store to buy, get a couple road sodas, pack of smokes, and a puff. We'll be back when we're done. Taking an hour break, boss. Looks like they might be pissed off too. But there's some kind of a tie because if you look, you see the chains and the devil. So they're tied. There's some kind of a thing here where they're tied to something that's holding them. They go to the devil puts the handcuffs on them, okay, and then they get their treat. They get their whatever, okay? Could be worse, but we don't know yet. If you get it, you get it. If you know what I'm saying, right? Okay, Spirit. Spirit hasn't been holding back lately. He's been laying it on us. Okay, we have Eight of Swords reverse. Under the Hangman reverse. Yeah, you're collective, myself. I don't wanna work. I just wanna bang on a drum all day. Feel so frustrated. The boss is a jerk. I don't wanna work. I just wanna bang on a drum all day. Right? Sorry. Eight of Swords in reverse is. Oh, excuse me. The Hangman reverse is, that's Pisces energy, but you already know that you're a target for whatever reason, right? When it comes to your Eight of Pentacles, you show up, you look good. You already know. You're the High Priestess. You're aware of this. With the Eight of Swords in reverse is like you're not gonna fall for this Three of Pentacles reverse with the devil. Okay, why it makes me think of like they invite you, like they say, hey, we're having a get together after work. Why don't you come on over and hang out or whatever? And I'll tell you, past experience, I've gone to a work party and somebody's like, swung and friggin' tried, knocking me out or whatever. Okay, and just saying, I hate to talk about stupid stuff like that, but it's over. You know what I mean? Then you go to work the next day and you're like, this, the story. Oh yeah, that guy swung and this and that. And it's like, you're kind of like looking at these people like they're mental. You know what I mean? Because they're terrible at their job, right? Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles reverse. So like, all right, let's let's find another way to get this guy. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, let's beat him up. But you're like, dude, I'm not doing this. You already, the Hangman reverse. You already are like, yeah, no, duck, dodge, duck, dive, right? That was dodgeball. Eight of Swords. You're thinking it like this would be like they got you, but like this, you're saying, no, man, Stuart Smalley, whatever. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have time. Like, these people are gonna drag you down, right? That's what I was talking about. When you work with people that are like, everything out of their mouth is like nasty and negative. You know what I mean? Like, just yada yada yada. It's like, shut up and do your job. You know what I mean? Just like blah 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 blah. It's like, shut up, dude. Just do your fucking job. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit says we have. Oh shoot! Ace of Wands in reverse. Under the five is. Oh. So we have a mutiny. And then we have Justice in reverse. Whoa! Under the High Priestess. Wow. So this is. Remember I was saying when you go in there and they tell you, hey, you're gonna go over here. We're gonna switch it around. You go here, and you're gonna go over here, and we're gonna have him over here, and then you have that was the death card. Somebody's gonna get moved. Somebody's getting swapped. Whatever. However you decide to act is how it'll end up. Okay, we have the devil right after that, right? Working against you, working against collective, right? Everyone gets a sword, right? But that's not gonna work. Everyone's gonna be treated fairly, but people are gonna be like, no, they're gonna revolt. There's gonna be like a mutiny, right? And with justice in reverse, that under the high priestess, that's unfair treatment. They're gonna revolt. They're gonna say, no, we're not gonna treat the high priestess fairly. Whoever's tied to the devil is trying to get you in your head, but you said, no, we already did that last week, right? We already did that 2 weeks ago. And when everyone's treated fairly, okay, like this is how we're gonna go, Five of Swords reverse, so we're gonna, instead of us, telling people this is how it is, now everybody gets a say, right? You get to say what you gotta say, you get to say what you gotta say, and that's got people tied to the devil. That's Capricorn energy, right? Challenges and fear and kind of like, because death is here, right? So that means it's like a dawning of a new era, the specials, right? And it's like wherever you're working, whatever this is, they're like, no, we like the way things are. Like, see how there's a chain there? Like, no, I've been doing this at this spot. I've been here, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm chained to my workbench. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so that's 15 on it. Like, so say there's a guy or girl that's been working at the company for 15 years, right? Just as an example. And they're like, no, I'm chained to the bench, or I'm chained to this department, or whatever, right? And they're pissed because they're like, we're not gonna do death. We're not gonna change anything. And they're gonna want. Looks to me is almost like they want you to be upset, but you're like, no, I'm not. I'm not playing this game. So that creates Ace of Wands reverse is like delays, setbacks, issues, right? Same with the devil. The devil will take an Ace of Wands upright and spin it to an Ace of Wands reverse, like in the dirt. Or, whatever you're gonna try to take off the ground, you're gonna try to build up. The say you're making a building, the nails don't show up, and the bolts or whatever. Say you're, say you're a welder, the air tanks don't show up. Say you work in a kitchen, the food truck delivery doesn't show up. Something like that, right? Like everyone gets his fair say of this, but they're all going like, no, Like they're not gonna be like a team with it, something like that. And they say they want things the way they want it. Justice is reversed. The high priestess is not going to be treated fairly, something like that. What else, Spirit? Please. 4 cups reverse. So with the 4 cups reverse, Spirit's handed you a cup and you got to take it and run with it. Wow, that's crazy. Spirit's going to come through with the save. Look who's at the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant, Taurus energy. That's your faith and your trust and your hopes and your dreams. What was laid out for you, it was written in the books. That's my reading, guys. So, long story short, keep doing what you're doing. Work hard. You know, you already, it looks like you dodged and ducked and you dove and you weaved through a mess that was already there. Like, you already saw through it. 2 of Swords, High Priestess. And because you do well and you do good, the death card is here. So there's going to have to be like a change of scenery, change in the work environment. Maybe people are going to get switched around with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse because they don't like, you know, with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, you know, you want somebody, you want a yes man, right? Say you work with a guy, right? And you're like, hey, we got to put this thing, we got to put this wall up, whatever. And you go, hey, I'll start it, you know what I mean? And then you come through and we'll, you know what I mean? Or like, say you're putting a roof on a house and you go, you feed me the shingles and I'm pretty quick with the gun and I'm going, pew, 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 you know what I mean? Bop, 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 bop. While you're smashing those shingles down with the roof gun. But you work with the guy, 3 of Pentacles reverse, and he's like, no, I don't like, I don't want to do it like that. You go, what do we do? And they go, well, it's, you know, how about I do that? You know what I mean? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or rather than them just being like a yes man and working with you, they're looking at you like, why are you in charge? You know what I mean? Like, way before we even get to the work ethic. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be the guy, 8 of Pentacles, like, let's go. Charge. We got a mission. We got a job to do. Let's go. But you're working with somebody that's like, who said you're in charge? Who do you know, why are you telling me what to do? Like, so this is even before anything gets off the ground. You have somebody going, who made you boss? How are you going to get anything done with the 3 of Pentacles? Get what I'm saying, guys? Right? The devil is here with the 3 of Pentacles reverse. Spirit, at the end, it looks like they're gonna try to throw you under the bus. Spirit's gonna say, here you go, kid. So just do what you gotta do. Hierophant energy at the bottom of the deck. Teacher. You gotta show people how it's done, whether they like it or not. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Leave your at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door. Run away. All right, guys. I love you. Don't give up the fight. You know, stay strong, be tough, be cool. Get that the whirlpool action going on with the Pisces Cancer energy. You know what I mean? Cool, flat top, flat top, flat top, flat top, flat top. Right? Rolling Stones. Cool, calm, collected. You know what I'm saying? If you're cool, right? Well, how's that joke go? With this Three of Pentacles reverse, you're about as cool as Chili, and Chili ain't cool at all, man. You know what I'm saying? This with the Devil coming out, Ace of Wands reverse. That's somebody is gonna find themselves sitting outside on the curb without a job. That's what that means. If you have people that you work with that will sabotage your work, or you know what I mean, before the work even gets off the ground, they're going, why are you in charge? You know what I mean? You're looking at the guy like, we have to put this roof on this house, or we have to, you know what I mean, build this wall, or we have to, whatever. And the guy's going, you know, who are you? Who said you're in charge? It's like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. They're gonna pull some tricks and try to like pick a fight with the high priestess. But Spirit's gonna say, dude, you're all set because you're a soldier. You're a Hierophant. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. No! Alright. Peace out. Love you guys. I will say this. I stopped by the church today. I went in and I prayed. Alright? So, make amends. Pray. Fast. Ask God for help. Believe in yourself. Alright, I gotta go. Peace out, guys. I love you. Stay out of trouble.